everyone. I thought I'd do a little update on the quail today. So we have another 19 eggs in the incubator. And once again, never sure how many of those are going to hatch because I still only have my, the only two that are mature enough to be laying eggs at this point, or one. I have a hen and rooster out there. So I get one egg a day, which means technically I'm saving these eggs too many days for fertility. The last two batches though, I've gotten way more than expected, so we'll see what happens. Technically you should only save eggs 7 to 10 days. So we'll see how many we get out of these 19 eggs. They were put in on day 14. I have one egg marked. So that puts them, today is a 28th, I believe that's, what is that, 16 days? No, apologize for that. That's not 16, that's 14 days, right? 14, that would put them at 10 on the 14th, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Oh heck, we'll do the math after the video. I had it counted before the video. I think, oh, it's at 14 days. Okay, can't even do math. No multitasking today. The heat's got my brain fried. Okay, so that means they're at 14 days in the incubator. So we're 2 days away from putting them on lockdown. That's pretty exciting. That means that these guys here, that's where I got confused because I had done math on these guys. That means these guys here are 16 days old because I waited 2 days before I put the eggs in the incubator after these little guys hatch. Hi guys. Yeah, I'm here. And the reason these guys are in a little cage instead of a brooder, let me see if I can get it focused on them instead of the wires on the cage, is because I learned a couple of hard lessons, which happens on a farm, especially when you're starting with new animals you've never raised before. I'm doing a lot more quail at a time than I had done before. And so my brooder was a little bit small for this mini quail. And there are now 12. You may all recall that I had 14 before. And what happened is I came in here, let's see, yeah, I was changing over their food and water, and as you can see, the water bottle is big and heavy, and they were kind of crowded in their little brooder that they had, which wasn't that small, but as the quail started growing, they got kind of crowded in there. And I kept counting them, and I felt like I was counting 12 instead of 14. So I started I had bought this cage already, thinking I was going to be transferring them over when they got bigger. Just wasn't planning on doing it yet. And started hand moving them over to hand count them. And there were 12. And unfortunately, I found one little quail had passed away, was dead, on the bottom of the cage. And I don't know if it just died on its own or if it got trampled by the rest. I just won't know for sure what happened, but it kind of looked to me like it had been maybe sleeping and got trampled by all the rest of them. What made me really, really sad though is I had smushed the other one with the water bottle when I was switching out the food and water. And I'm not sure how it happened because I did keep running underneath the water bottle with so many babies in there. And I kept pushing them out with my hand because I could feel it, obviously, when I put the water bottle down. You can feel when they're underneath it, but when I was switching them over from the brooder to the cage, I did find one underneath there, and I'll tell you what, that messed with my head for hours afterwards, thinking that I had done that. So they are now in this, it's a pretty big cage, I'll show you. It's pretty big, but even this now, at least I have visibility of them all the time. It's very open. We've got very, very hot days now. They don't even require a heat lamp at all. They wouldn't anyway because they're all feathered now, but even little ones wouldn't. My house is as hot as it would be with the heat lamp. But they're 16 days old. They're completely feathered out. These guys, honestly, with this heat, would be fine outside. So I may even move them out into the bigger quail pen. I'm considering doing that just because there's so many of them. The others will be moving out of the incubator in just a few days. So we've got 19 in the incubator, 12 in here. We'll take a little walk outside real quick, and I will show you guys. Next age up, we have, ooh, it is a hot one. It's in the, not quite noon, and it's in the upper 90s here in Kelseyville. Don't have any air conditioning in my house right now, and it's, oh, and you little stinkers, these two little stinkers that I bought the other day, my 2 little white cotton balls, get out of the pen every single day. You guys just don't want to be in the pen, do you? The grass is always greener, huh? What's up? We'll come back and put you guys back in the pen, because I don't want any neighboring cats to come decide they want to eat 2 little chickies. Okay? We'll come back. We're looking at quail right now. Okay. So this is one of our original adult roosters. He's all by himself because he, I'm pretty sure, is going to be an aggressive rooster. I'm going to give him one more chance. We'll be putting other quail in with him once they're fully mature. And yes, I'm talking about you. If he is aggressive, he's going to have to be cold because we don't want to be breeding aggressive birds. I'm really hoping he's not, and because he is from our original that my hubby and I raised from chicks, I'd like to keep him as one of my breeders, but I just can't keep aggressive birds. That wouldn't be good. The quail will kill each other if you keep aggressive birds, and if you breed them into your breeding program, you're going to keep more aggressive birds, and then obviously that's not a good idea. So he is from my original. He's actually the only one left, matter of fact, from my original quail. So he's actually also getting up to the age. They only live 2 years, and so that would put him at well over a year old. And then in here we have our original 2 little hatchlings, which is now our breeding pair, the male and female. These are the 2 that provide eggs for us that we hatch from. This is where all of our hatchlings come from. This is our little rooster. This is our little hen. All of our eggs come from these 2 right now. All of our future quail will come from these 2. These 3 in here are the last bunch that we hatched that got moved out to the pen recently. So they are, I believe they're about 4 weeks old now. And they're doing very well, as you can see. They were in here with another rooster who just died yesterday. And again, many times the quail die, and I don't know why. Sometimes they jump up and hit their head. Oh, actually, he died day before yesterday. Sometimes they jump up and hit their head on the roof of the pen. This is a very low roof, so that's not as likely to happen in here, but it could. He was one of my 2 that were left over from our original quail. Like I said, they were getting up to that age at the end of their lifespan. Could have been the end of his lifespan. I don't know though. He wasn't 2 yet. So I'm just not sure why he died. I couldn't find any reason, looked him over and couldn't find any obvious reason of why he would have died. But that's happened to me a few times with the quail. He was a really nice rooster too. Very docile, non-aggressive. I was going to keep him for breeding, so kind of made me sad. I don't like it when they just die on their own like that. But these three are doing well, like I said. And that is all of our quail. We have 3, 4, 5, 6 out here. 12 of the littles inside that'll be moving out here soon. And 19 in the incubator. I don't know. Oh, by the way, my luck seems to have turned. These 3 are all 3 hens. I don't know yet out of the littles inside how many are hens. They're still too little to really tell for sure. I've been checking them. It looks so far like I have a lot of hens, but again, they're kind of small to tell for sure. So we have 4 hens and 2 roosters out here right now. Just don't know for sure if this guy is going to be used for breeding until I put some mature hens in with him. I just don't want to put the little girls in with him because he will hurt them right now. So that is the update on all of our quail. I will check in with you guys again later. Have a great day from Chrissy from Cricket's Chirps Farm.